Welcome to the Resilient Masculinity Podcast, the podcast where we call men, especially husbands and fathers, to embrace their God-given roles and see their lives, whether at work, home, church, or in the community, as glorious parts of God's grand story and the redemption of the world. I'm your host, and today we're going to be diving into our 10th episode of Season 3, and today we're focusing on money, and how it is a part of making marriage great again. So before we get to the heart of discussion, let's start with a powerful biblical passage to set the stage for our topic today. 1 Timothy 5:8. But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, especially for the members of his household, he has denied the faith, and it is worse than an unbeliever. Money, in the context of Christian marriage, is not just a means of survival, but a tool for flourishing, both for our families and our communities. Today, we'll explore the role and responsibility of the man in providing financially, the incredible way in which the wife multiplies what is given her, and the importance of seeing money as a God-given tool. We'll also touch on the vital practice of tithing. So let's not wait any further. Let's delve in. First, let's talk about the man's role in providing for the household. Scripture is clear that a man is called to work and provide for the needs of his family. This is a sacred duty and a form of worship to God. John Calvin once said, "The Lord has ordained that we should be occupied with some honest employment. Thus, we are far from doing wrong when we diligently seek what is profitable for us and for others." When a man goes out to the workforce, he is fulfilling a vital part of his God-given responsibility. This provision isn't just about bringing home a paycheck. It is about ensuring that our family is cared for and that their needs are met. It's about creating a stable environment where our wives and children can flourish. In today's economy, this role can be particularly challenging. Many men feel the pressure not only to provide, but to excel in their careers, sometimes at the expense of their family time. It's crucial to remember that providing isn't solely about a financial aspect. It includes emotional and spiritual support as well. And a man must balance his work with his presence at home, leading his family in family worship, and his active involvement in family, church, and community service. This overall, quote, holistic approach ensures that provision for the family isn't just about survival, but it's about flourishing in every aspect of life. It's about modeling a Christ-like character in all endeavors, showing that true provision encompasses more than material wealth. That being said, there is nothing wrong with taking risk. There's nothing wrong with taking the resources that God has given you, be them time, be them money. Honestly, it's usually a combination of both, and seeking to use that to multiply your resources for the betterment of those around you. If you have 4 extra hours in your day and your family has the ability to give you that margin for you to start a family business, or for you to start a business, or for you to partner with those in another business for the provision of your family, that's okay. It is okay to take those risks. You just have to be mindful of the costs. Every risk we take is a calculated risk. We are not men of foolishness. We are not men of stupidity. Rather, we look at the world God has made. We look at what He has commanded us to do, and we make calculated decisions on how we can best do that. So now let's consider the role of the wife. In Proverbs 31, we read about the virtuous woman who looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. The wife takes what the husband provides and multiplies it, turning it into something beautiful and life-giving. She makes amazing meals, creates a beautiful home, and nurtures a stunning life out of the provision of her husband. As G.K. Chesterton put it, the homemaker is the ultimate career. All other careers exist for one purpose only. That is to support the ultimate career. The wife's role is not lesser. It is in fact essential. Her work within the home is a powerful testament to the creativity and nurturing spirit that God has placed within her. In a practical sense, we see the wife's ability to manage the household while her husband is away providing for the family, usually in outside employment. This may mean planning meals, creating a nurturing environment, and possibly managing additional items like household finances, and being your husband's chief deputy in all aspects of the home domain. I'm sorry if you hear massive panting. That is my dog. He thinks it is playtime even though it is 7:30 in the evening. So I apologize for that. Buck, sit. Thank you. Alright. So, where were we? Yes. Alright. So her role is to be a steward of the resources. This might involve budgeting. This might be finding deals and even supplementing the family income through part-time work or a home-based business. Moreover, the wife's influence on the children and her management of the household contribute significantly to the family's overall well-being. She often manages the day-to-day operations, ensuring that the home runs smoothly and that everyone's needs are met. This dynamic partnership reflects the biblical model of marriage, where each spouse plays a distinct yet complementary role. It's crucial for Christian men and women to see money not as an end in itself, but as a tool for which God uses and provides for the flourishing of our families and for the good of our community. Money, when used wisely and generously, can be a powerful force for good. It allows us to meet our family's needs, support our church, support our businesses, and extend help to those in our community. The Bible teaches us that the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, 1 Timothy 6:10. But money itself, when viewed as a gift from God, can be used to glorify Him. This brings us to the practice of tithing. Tithing is an act of worship and obedience, recognizing that everything we've been given has come from God. It is a way of giving back a portion of what He has so generously given us. John Calvin again provides insight. We are not owners, but stewards of our possessions. God requires us to give proof of our thankfulness by our liberality. Sorry, English is not my strong suit today, apparently. By tithing, we acknowledge God's provision and trust Him to continue meeting our needs. That is why many don't tithe as often, is because they ultimately don't have the idea or the foundational conviction that we are stewards, but rather they see themselves as owners, not stewards. One moment while I discipline my dog. But you need to go this way. I'm recording. Sit. Sit. Stay out of kitchen. Sorry about that. Generosity is not just about giving to the church, but it's also about being open-handed with those in need around us, specifically those who are in the family of believers. Whether it's helping a neighbor in distress, or investing in community projects, often through our churches, or again, supporting Christians through Christian business, our use of money should reflect the generosity of God's grace to us. It's about seeing every financial decision as an opportunity to demonstrate God's love and provision to others. In practical terms, this means budgeting with generosity in mind. It means setting aside a portion of your income specifically for charitable giving and being ready to respond to needs as they arise. Obviously, in a tight economy, young families often do not have such deep pockets to be generous with, but nonetheless we are called to be generous. Obviously, don't forego the needs of your family, right? We have the right order. We need to have our loves rightly ordered. We're first called to provide for our family, and then our fellow Christians, specifically those within our local gathering of the saints, then other Christians, and then our community. So let's wrap up today's episode and remember that money within a Christian marriage is more than just currency. It's a tool given by God for the flourishing of our families and the betterment of our Christian communities. As men, we are called to provide, women called to multiply, and together we are to steward God's gifts wisely and generously. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for joining me. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it. Join me next time as we continue our journey in Season 3, focusing on we make marriage great again. Until next time, let's keep striving to live our lives with purpose and passion to the glory of God. Take action and become the men you are called to be.